Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. This is Chili Games. Welcome back if you are here. If you are not subscribed to the channel, I don't know. Regardless of that last statement, we have the developers have loaned us the new legendary ships, the Khabarovsk and the Shimakaze, for I think it's 2 days now. So we got a little sneak peek what they're about, and we we have an absolute nuclear of a game here. I mean, first of all, I am by no means the best player in the game. If you think I'm saying that, go away. We don't want you. This game is nothing special. It is special for one regard and one regard only: damage farming. Other than that, as you can see, the enemy team does not have a destroyer. This is legendary tier matchmaking. There's 5 Yamatos on the other team. This is literally the perfect matchmaking for the Khabarovsk, and especially in this meta right now, like how static it is, Khabarovsk is an absolute monster. I think, obviously, Shimakaze, I haven't played it yet, actually. I was having too much fun with the Kaba here. The Shimakaze will do just fine as well. It'll be like the Yudachi, maybe a little worse. I don't know. But however, the ship, I actually like this ship a lot more than I thought I would. The Tashkent to me is fine, but it just always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I just wish I could get a little bit more out of it. Like every time I shoot the guns or the torpedoes or whatever, it's just like, it's alright, but it's like I just want a little bit more from that. And Khabarovsk does that perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. You lose a little bit on the torpedoes, obviously. You only have 6-kilometer torpedoes, but you do have 10 of them, and they are very, very stealthy. So if you are used to the Mayhem type gameplay with the shorter, torpedoes, they are 100% usable in certain situations, and I'm glad that they're there. And I'm also glad that they're not any longer range, because if this ship had like 8-kilometer torpedoes or whatnot, it would be broken in Legends. The guns itself, this is going to be a guns only game as well. We don't get any range of any torpedo targets here. But I guess the question to ask would be my build. It's nothing special. I usually don't run Russian destroyers that often. So my first pick was actually Gurin. I am using Bay and Sims as well. I'm also using, to bounce off Bay, I'm using concealment mod and just my regular setup for a DD. Obviously this was my 4th game playing the ship. I don't know how it plays. I don't play Tashkent a lot to really know what my preferred playstyle is. And obviously, like, I don't have a million promotion orders to try out certain builds or whatever. So I was like, alright, my thoughts are I'm going to play this like a gunboat, but I'm going to use, I'm not going to stray too far from what I play DDs mostly right now anyways. We'll see how that works out, and then we will, we'll go from there. We'll see what the ship favors, and we'll see what it needs. But for now, it is Gurin, Bay, and Sims. You can get the detection with this build down to 6 kilometers, which for me is very important in a DD. I understand that this is not a destroyer. When you're playing this ship, just think of caps as an afterthought. Early game, playing the caps is almost always a very bad option, because you can, I think max, you can get this destroyer down to 5.5 kilometer detection. That is with double concealment. So it's obvious that concealment is not something that you should highly invest in with something like this. It definitely works better when it is somewhat far away, and that just kind of bugs me, because when I play a destroyer, I'm like, alright, if I'm in a destroyer, I want to be killing the other destroyer and also, capturing objectives. So having the pretty bad concealment or whatever does hurt me, and I think that's why I don't really like Tashkent that much. you know, it's just not my play style. If I want to play DD, I want to get in there, I want to play the objective or whatever. So these kind of damage farming DDs just kind of make me feel a little bit icky inside. Like if I wanted to play this kind of farming style, I'll just play like Mogami or something. I'm not gonna waste my DD games on something like that. However, we have elected to choose the smoke consumable as well. And I've used heal maybe twice out of like 15 games. I've played a little bit more after this and after recording. And I gotta say, I like the smoke better. I do. The guns can just do so much. You can get yourself into a little bit more, you know, prosperous areas to get your guns going, and you don't have to be constantly running. And obviously I'm not the best at this playstyle, so I found out with a heal, I tend to stray a little bit too far away from the action, and then by the time I'm done with my kiting or whatever with my heal, because I had to give a wider berth to people shooting at me, I'm like, oh, I'm out of position. So with the smoke, I feel like these guns can burn down targets very easily, but you can also stay in a little bit better of a situation here. And even without the heal, you know, your guns have great range. I think 13.4 on this build right now with a 3% flag. Going ahead and picking up the Wither there at 130,000 damage. And as soon as the Yamato comes around the corner, we run out of the smoke. However, like I was saying, you still do just fine kiting. Like, this ship has great trajectory on the shells, great shell velocity, so it means you can 100% do this kiting playstyle. And, you know, you don't need a heal if you don't get hit. Obviously, that's kind of obvious, but since this ship does do so well at longer ranges, it can be easier to dodge shells. So I really just don't like the heal, honestly. And as you see here, this is the biggest thing here. Like, we're farming 3 Yamatos right now. We have 2 permafires on the one to our back. We have we noticed that this Yamato here has burned his damage con, so he is our first target. We know that if we can stick a damage con, or if we can stick a fire on one of these guys, that is a free 20,000 damage. And it's not that we're trying to go for damage specifically, but in an HE ship, that is the fastest way to burn down a target. Locate the targets that don't have their damage con up, and the ones that, you know, can't put it out, and stick them with the damage. You know, you can go all game with 10 fires or whatever, but if those 10 fires were put out immediately, you have 0 damage. Whereas you can stick 3-4 permafires on a Yamato and get a Witherer. It's all about locating which targets don't have that. And as you see there, the armor piercing at that range on the Yamato, 5,000 damage. The ship's guns are absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They are so much fun. This ship is a lot of fun. I'm so happy that it's good because you know, the Akazuki was kind of getting annoying with the speed. This is a different playstyle gunboat, and it's a lot of fun here. So what was I saying? What was I saying? Again, we don't have a smoke screen. Would a heal be useful here? I guess, but you know, we are kind of just waiting till we get this smoke screen. And if you do notice, there's also an Azuma being sneaky somewhere, but I don't really want to take my chances because I realize, like, we have 241,000 damage, and look how many people they have on the enemy team. Like, look how many people are left. We have 40,000 health on an Azuma, at least right here. We have a Yamato that's just, you know, no one is worrying about. This was a really weird game, and as I'm looking back, obviously it's good to set personal goals. I do have the goal to hit 300k damage. It's just a personal thing in me. I'm looking back, and we're at 250 right now, and they have 3 Yamatos, like a full health Azuma in the back. They also have, oh, I look at it right now, I'm like, how did we not get this? Like, what? Are you kidding me? That Azuma actually goes undetected, so it's going to be one of the Azuma's biggest things is its detection for the size of the ship is absolutely really good. and that Yamato's getting chunked now. So unfortunate for us, that's going to really hurt our farming abilities on him. But the one thing that's going to stop us from really getting the 300k this game is that Azuma in the cap. He has really good detection, and on my own, I can't really... Well, I guess I could be him, but, you know, he's going to be kiting away, and I'm like, alright, let me just back up and try and spot this guy. So, like, where is this dude? And we back out in nothing. So it's like, whoa, crap, where is this dude? Like, do I go after these targets up front and leave my right side open to the Azuma? Because, and there he is right there. And he's smart. As soon as I shoot that first salvo, he's already turning out. So I get less than stellar results. And I think it was at this point where I really start getting focused, and I have to dial it back a little bit. I have no smoke screens. So yeah, it's right here where I start getting focused. So I stopped shooting the Azuma. You know, even if I was to, you know, get more damage, I feel like I'm the first up to bat, and I do not want to die right here. I would have been, I think it was right about now when I realized, like, oh my god, like, what? look at all this, like, look at these targets right now, like, guns only 266k, like, I was freaking out. And I don't have a smoke screen, so I was like, okay, I can't just sit here and farm like a lemming. You know, I have to be careful, because I know when I get shot, like, I can't disengage, so I have to make my shots count. So it was quite the ride here. Let's see the Yamato turning a little bit broadside. We tried the AP out. Probably just should have stuck with the high explosive. The high explosive HE alpha, especially with the pin on the side of these guns, is great. We realized the Yamato did also use his damage con. We get greedy for 2 salvos, and you see what that did there. We didn't look at the Azuma for 10 seconds. You know, we took 2 extra salvos at the Yamato because we wanted to fire, and it left my broadside open to the Azuma for 1 salvo, and he almost cleans our clock there, and we also take more damage from one of the other ships. So again, it's like, oh my god, there is so much work to be done in this game. 276,000 damage. This is my 4th game in this ship. I don't have a smoke screen, and I have 3,500 health. And I'm somewhat out of the action here, because I didn't have, you know, with that heal gameplay I was saying, like with the heal, like, and you're getting shot and you're not in a smoke screen shooting everything, I tend to wander a little bit too far out. You know, so that's gonna cost me in my personal goal to hit the ungodly 300k. Biggest worry right now in the game is Wichita. I was like, son of a bitch. That's a Wichita. It's full health Wichita. I can't even scratch the paint on that thing. If he turns broadside, I can get some chip damage, but Wichita cleans my clock every single time. I don't know what it is with me saying cleans my clock. I don't know. Another thing that's going to come to bite us here is the shell velocity and just the everything on these guns. Any other destroyer could probably lob this island here, and I could be farming all these targets. So we are sitting at 276,000 damage, 3 very healthy targets, and I can't hit like anything because they are just in the perfect spot. I can't turn to my right, obviously, because the Wichita. I keep watching that way because I'm just like, all right. That Wichita basically decides when I die, because if he pops out and he wants to, I'm gonna keep shooting, and you know, he would easily kill me. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm not like getting myself caught off guard here. The Yamato is coming out there, so we're happy to oblige. I believe this guy was actually willed to rebuilding. That's the only thing that I could assume, because he did stay alive for quite a while. And I just realized that this game is coming to a close. By all means, not a super duper impressive game. This was just damage farming to the mats. Enemy team didn't have a DD. But if you are interested in the Khabarovsk as a gunboat, I think this is a perfect, you know, kind of representation of what you're going to be looking at. The guns are absolutely fantastic. The ship is a boatload of fun, you know. So this is my damage record for World of Warships Legends, and this was a very fun game, I'm not gonna lie. So that'll be it, guys. Nothing too special. I hope to get some more videos out on it in the Shimakaze, I guess. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I will see you guys next time, and onward, chaps. Peace.